The blockchain metaverse brings you the most valuable information raw from the best and reliable sources out there. We bring you timely information with relational visual engagement while saving you the hassle of having to scurry through the haze of information on the internet. Folks, sit back, relax, and welcome to today's exciting edition of the Blockchain Metaverse News. Please subscribe and let's start. Manchester City has begun building the world's first football stadium inside the metaverse with the help of virtual reality experts at Sony. Club officials working at the project envisage a time when City can fill a virtual Etihad Stadium several times over, allowing supporters who may never go to Manchester to watch live games from the comfort of their homes anywhere in the world. The Premier League's digital pioneers have signed a 3-year deal with Sony, and though work is still in its infancy, teams of the company's experts have already visited the Etihad to map it out digitally and recreate its virtual reality. The whole point, we could imagine, of having a metaverse is you can recreate a game. You could watch the game live, you are part of the action in a different way through different angles, and you can feel the stadium as much as you want because it's unlimited. It's completely virtual. Nuria Tare, City Football Group's Chief Marketing and Fan Engagement Officer, tells I. But also you're in control of what you want to be watching at that time. There's not one broadcast point of view. You can look at it through any angle of the stadium. That's the sky, the limit. It's not too far off, says Andy Etches, co-founder of Brazil, a company that has developed the metaverse game Player 22, used by Premier League clubs to train players. We could pretty much deliver it now, although at this stage it would more likely be a computer-generated version. And that's what this is, exploring new frontiers, stepping into unknown worlds, building them digital block by digital block, shaping the very fabric of our future. It is football inexorably moving beyond the traditions of domestic fandom. As Tari points out, at best, 1% of our fans will ever travel to Manchester to experience a game. And if you're skeptical about live performances, working in digital, it is already happening. Fortnite has hosted in-game performances from stars such as Ariana Grande. Sony has hosted multiple music events within Roblox, a platform in which games can be recreated and played. When Lil Nas X performed the first ever Roblox concert in 2020, more than 36 million people watched. Terry predicts that within even 5 years, but at least 10, watching a live match on television in the living room will not be the most common way to experience football. We're here to learn. This is still risky. There are opportunities and challenges and roadblocks on the way, but we truly believe in the opportunity to enable fan connections globally, digitally in a new way. JP Morgan sees limitless opportunities in the metaverse. Money is pouring into the metaverse as investors try to pick the winners from the coming transformation of e-commerce through Web3. Banks are struggling to find their role. They must do so because the biggest risk is missing out. We are not here to suggest the metaverse as we know it today will take over all human interactions, the authors deadpan, before declaring that the opportunities presented by interactive digital worlds seem limitless. The authors conclude that the metaverse will likely infiltrate every sector in some way in the coming years, with the market opportunity estimated at over $1 trillion in yearly revenues. JP Morgan Payments also set up the Onyx Lounge in Decentraland Metaverse, where visitors are greeted by a portrait of Jamie Dimon and, for some reason, a roaming tiger. The bank explains that the white paper is meant to be a conversation starter. Many clients have been asking how they might benefit from having a metaverse strategy. JP Morgan says it created the lounge to help its clients interact with the metaverse in a relatively simple way. Now the blog post goes on to say, why is JP Morgan there in the metaverse? One big reason, and this is the Main point, massive scale. As long as augmented reality technology develops as hoped, all kinds of commercial activity will likely take place in metaverses, with consumers buying goods, earning money for a day's work, performing, teaching, paying to enjoy virtual concerts, and with businesses buying and selling higher value products to each other. Moy and Gadgil point out, from a corporate perspective, there are opportunities to massively scale. Instead of having stores in every city, a major retailer might build a global hub in the metaverse that is able to serve millions of customers. The idea of digital twin cities is already well established, with real estate brokers taking prospective buyers and renters of actual residential and commercial premises on virtual 3D tours before negotiating terms. Students could buy education that is delivered in metaverses, hoping the experience will be better than on Zoom or Teams. As well as the metaverse technology itself, this also requires cutting edge payments and finance. And for a bank like JP Morgan, already investing billions of dollars each year on technology, a prime plot of virtual real estate in one of the earliest and biggest metaverses is a small stake to put down on a technology that could transform e commerce. That's the bottom line for Moy and Gadgil. Here's a TLDR. The cost and risks of engaging early to build internal intellectual property, develop future business models, and identify collaborators are relatively low compared to the risk of missing out. Animoko Brands acquires indie game studio Grease Monkey Games. Animoko Brands has acquired motorsport game maker Grease Monkey Games. Melbourne, Australia-based Grease Monkey Games makes mobile and PC-based racing games such as Talk Burnout and Talk Drift. Gamers have downloaded its titles more than 45 million times around the world. In January, Animoko Brands raised $358.8 million at a $5 billion valuation. Animoko Brands has more than 150 investments. Grease Monkey Games' pipeline includes a major cross-platform racing game built on Unreal Engine 5, to be announced shortly. The current management of Grease Monkey Games will continue to operate the company after the acquisition, working closely with Animoko Brands to align efforts relating to blockchain integration, fungible tokens, non-fungible tokens (NFTs), play-to-earn capabilities, synergy opportunities, and product launches, particularly in connection with Animoko Brands' Rev Motorsport ecosystem. Last but not least, Disney Ready's Metaverse push, as CEO calls it, next great storytelling frontier. Disney has promoted an executive to lead its Metaverse efforts, and the CEO said he's been blown away by the firm's work so far. We soon could see Disney's enviable library of characters, properties, and experiences in the Metaverse as the future vision of the Internet develops. The Mouse House is making big moves in the space, today announcing the creation of a new position to oversee its metaverse plans. This is the so-called metaverse, which I believe is the next great storytelling frontier and the perfect place to pursue our strategic pillars of storytelling excellence, innovation, and audience focus, Chapek wrote. Teams across the company are exploring this new canvas, and I have been blown away by what I've seen. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll see you at the next episode.